Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. So today we're going to be looking at a new mod which is recently released on the workshop, known as Sons of Sigmar, a rather religious mod for the Empire. Now, at the moment, it's only got the Sisters of Sigmar and a few other things, but it is planned to carry on and expand upon that as time progresses. The mod itself is by Zoodad, a very popular Empire modder who always makes, well, really massive mods. We've all seen his Empire Overhaul mod, which is probably one of the largest mods in the workshop. So with all that being said, let's just go and check out what the Sisters of Sigmar can do. Now, everything with this mod at the moment can be tied to the settlement of Mordheim, which of course Sisters of Sigmar were very well known throughout the city of Mordheim, and they were one of the main factions for Mordheim the game itself. So for this, of course, I'm just playing as one of the other Imperial Elect accounts with the use of Mixu's Legendary Lords and a Faction Unlocker, because why not? I might as well, because I'm actually going to play this for a little while. As I said, everything at the moment is tied there, so if you want the Sisters of Sigmar, you need to capture Mordheim. So Mordheim itself has been changed, where the singular landmark has now been turned into a 3-tier landmark. This is where you'll be able to recruit 2 of the 4 units, plus also get access to a legendary hero. It's a pretty good building because first off you get access to 2 new units, one which is very much like female flagellants, and the second would be the Sisters of Sigmar themselves, which are tied behind a unit cap, but believe me, there's a reason for that. You'll also be able to get rid of Skaven Corruption much quicker and have Untainted +1 for all regions in your faction, and well, that's actually very useful, as obviously Corruption does become a bit of an issue later on. Not so much if you're building the same buildings that you actually need, but yeah, any little bit helps, and hey, 1 extra 1 is also very useful. The legendary hero herself, Bertche, I'm not even going to try and pronounce her last name, is recruitable instantly as soon as you build up the 3rd tier of the Mordheim landmark. She'll instantly spawn at no extra cost to you, and she'll spawn at Mordheim too, so if you want her, you're going to have to move her around if you've got a larger empire. Skill-wise, she's pretty much just like a Archlector or a Warrior Priest. She's able to do a lot of damage in melee and has a decent amount of buffs. Her Common of Sigmar is actually very powerful too, and you will notice that she's also immortal, so that's actually quite good. You'll be able to keep her around as a legendary hero, and she's very potent in melee combat, so you'll want to use her in the front line, especially when you start fighting against Chaos. She'll also be able to increase the unit capacity of Sisters of Sigmar ever so slightly, and make herself unbreakable, so yeah, she means business, and it won't actually take too long for you to level her up to that point. Bertche also has her own unique trait known as High Matriarch of the Sisterhood of Sigmar. This trait gives her frenzy and the attribute to cause fear when fighting against Skaven. It's another little nod to Mordheim City of the Damned, and it's actually really making me want to reinstall that game again. So the mod at the moment adds in 1 legendary hero and 4 units, 2 unique units and 2, of course, regiments of renown. And you can see here the style and the stats on screen. One of the unique units is the Sisters of Faith and Chastity, which themselves are very much like flagellants, though you can get them at tier 1, so that's absolutely great. It's a unbreakable unit, they're damage dealers, they're able to do quite a lot of damage too, making for very great early game tar pits if you're going to go with like a lord that you can unlock through a faction unlocker that starts around there. Of course, if you're going with Karl Franz, you're not going to get them early on. Though they are the perfect units if you decide to play as Ostermark or Stirland, Telebeckland and stuff like that. If you want to just take out the vampires like instantly for the beginning, because obviously unbreakable units are very useful, you can have them locking down all the undead as they would do to you, and then just fire with archers, so you've got the benefit there too. The other unit, as you would have seen, are the Sisters of Sigmar, which are very powerful. Think of them as an army of warrior priests, well, priestess, and they will pack a tremendously hard punch. Not only that, but their constant buff known as Repentance will give them plus 35% to physical resistance, which is why they are limited to to 4 or 5 if you level up Bertha. Bertha herself is quite strong too, and she's able to hold her own or hold down some enemies. Her Combat of Sigmar is also terrifyingly good, but keep in mind that it can also hurt your units and hurt her too, or send her flying. I'm not too sure if that's some sort of bug or not. The units themselves look absolutely great. It gives you that proper feel of Mordheim from the Sisters of Sigmar miniatures, or even the video games, which I really love those video games. Believe me, Mordheim City of the Damned is one of my favorite. Like I said, this mod isn't going to drastically change up your playstyle, but rather add a bit more flavor. I'd honestly suggest using the rest of Zoodad's Empire mods if you're going to use this too, as, well, yeah, you're just going to be in for a good time and with a lot of different options, believe me. As you can see on screen, Zoodad already has a bunch more planned out for the future of this mod, including some new Lord characters, some overhauls to the Witch Hunters, and so on, so I'm rather curious to see what he has planned for the future. He is actually one of my favorite modders because his Empire overhaul is just huge. If you want to try out the mod itself, you can find it in the description below, and as I said, it's fully compatible with his other mods as he's also stated, and I would recommend trying it out together because, yeah, big Empire mods, it's just awesome. And jumping very quickly here with an edit, as I completely forgot about this, the flagellants also have been changed ever so slightly. Nothing too drastic, but now they all have banners. I understand that that might not be the most exciting thing for people, but believe me, as a tabletop fan, banners are always welcome, and the fact that we still don't have them officially in Total War Warhammer kills me inside. Honestly, it's an amazing thing that the modding community managed to figure out how to implement banners, because it just makes everything feel so much more thematic. Not only that, but it feels much more Warhammer. So anytime a mod adds in a banner bearer of any shape or form, I'm gonna sing its praises because it's that important. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel has been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.